Wow. Just straight into board games, huh? Can do that. Are you on the right window, OBS? Are you? Also, hey Kuma, good evening. Uh-oh. OBS, please. OBS seems to have frozen. Hopefully you can still hear me. It is just being a butt. Yeah, OBS is currently frozen. I am audible. Excellent. Good evening, Randus. Good evening, Kite. Kuma pressed the board games button immediately, and it broke OBS. La la la. I am here. Theoretically. No, I wouldn't say blame Kuma. I choose to blame OBS. It's gone to white screen and spooling cursor. So maybe it's doing something? Well, there's the burb at least. Oh no, Kite. I am very, very sorry, Kite. That, yeah. Oh, first years. I work in a college myself. They are, I mean, I kind of remember being 19. I don't think I was ever like this. Is the mistake being that Kite is interacting with a 19-year-old, or the fact that Kite is interacting with a first-year computer science student? Or just yes? I will say I'm kind of impressed that OBS is just straight up frozen and yet I'm still live. Ah, there we go. It finally decided to fix itself. Which window do I want? I want that window. There we go. Now over to you, Board Game Arena. Now it's its turn to spool and not load. Okay. Unable to connect to the server. Promising. I am connected again. Promising. Okay. We have board. Sort of. Okay, we have board. Excellent. Purple. Purple is what I am doing in this game. So much purple. Confirm. Give. Okay, that was easy. I think my internet might be borked. I mean, it seems to have fixed itself. I'm Etherneted in. I think this is entirely a thing of my laptop is tired and I ask too much of it. Ooh, quail egg. And hunt for mousy. Yay, 2 mousy. All right, next. think I know what I'm doing with Wingspan. I have a better idea than I did before, or rather, I'm just kind of piling birds on and making the things do things. I don't actually know what scores points or what a good strategy is. I'm just playing with burbs. Hey, Elk. Beep boop butts. Yeah, that sounds right. Kuma pressed the board game button early tonight, but that's fine. I'm kind of shocked that nobody has pressed it the last couple streams, so... Yeah, board games immediately. I'm okay with that. Come on, BGA. There we go. Okay, cool. This is the game where I do know what I'm doing, sort of. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, next. You can't push buttons. Oh no. Burb score points as shown on the card. Points per egg at the end of game and points for the round objectives. Oh, there's round objectives. Right. Laptops want to be put in the old folks' home where the nice new components will take care of it until it no longer turns on again. I mean, yeah. Ooh, Dobby's got a spade out. Or it's the Queen of Spades specifically. I sure hope Chicken Ace has a club that's higher than 5. It's been so long since I played Hearts. Ooh, yes. Sorry, not sorry, Kate. I was hoping this would go through. Ha 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 ha! It's always such a good feeling. I mean, it's only a 2 multiplier, but that's okay. It made me happy. 4 brights is always a good feeling. Wizard. I want to play that. Next. Oh, pyramids. Oh, I think I can play... I should be able to play this because it matches the red below it. And these two together are 130. And it's not over 130. Huzzah! Next. Ooh, tea is good, Yalk. Do indeed make a pot of tea. I want... Actually, yes, I do want the 2 feathers. Next. Ah, yes, clans. What am I doing this round? Besides sheep. Oh, right, I was branching out. I was considering branching out into bread. Do I want to branch out into bread? Or do I just want to stick with sheep? I can branch out into bread. These are all really, really high value squares. There's a 3. That'll work. I've got the cash. You want to confirm? Fruity, minty, or white? Ooh. DT, but that's just me. Thought the goal was to bury a blowtorch, then trip over it late game, causing everything to burn down. I mean, yes, if you're not the one that triggers it. Green is also a good choice. Come on, BGA. Oh, this time the cursor's frozen too. Excellent. Yeah, laptop is tired, I think. There we go. Oh, I get to go again? Oh, everybody else is... No? Not everybody else has passed. I just get to go again? Okay. Let's see. I mean, more income is good. Ooh, and I have a 1. Go. Can buy whiskey at a discount due to my neighbors. It's already pretty expensive, and I don't really need it. So I will decline that. Next. Oh, yeah. I don't think this one's gonna go well. I mean, I might as well throw this out. Let's see how it does. But this round might be... My move submitted, you took your turn quickly, and then it was back to me? Oh, possibly. So it was you that caused my computer to freeze. Oh, that's an easy choice. 1. Confirm. Crabs. Play the crabs. Excellent. I must choose a discard pile, but I have nothing to discard. Oh, I get to pull one out. Ooh, fancy. But I don't want any of these. Well, I'll take a penguin. Enter. Okay, next. Burbs. Other burbs. Different burbs. Ooh, toucan burbs. I don't even know what I'm collecting this round. Stuff is happening. This game is a thing. Come on, cursor. Come on, cursor. You can do it, little laptop. Okay, there we go. What is the proper amount of honey to add to the cup of tea? Oh! Oh, Burps is done! I did win! Oh yeah, because I had one of a bunch of them. Good game. Burps. What is the proper amount of honey to add to a cup of tea? However much you want? I mean, probably less than 50%, realistically. You probably want at least 50% tea in the mug. But other than that... Unless you wanted a real serious answer, in which case, I don't usually take honey in my tea, but when I put honey in Kara's tea, I usually do just enough that it coats the bottom of the mug. And then add tea as necessary. Oh, and now BGA is frozen. Come on. You can do it. A spoonful, yeah, that's also valid. We have a squeeze bottle of honey. Man, everything hates me tonight. Come on. I'm very sorry for all the technical difficulties, everyone. I don't know why it's lagging so insanely much. Shouldn't be. Nothing has changed between yesterday and today. Except for the fact that Jade's awake and gaming. But that is what it is. Let's see. So I want to move here because I want that last mountain panorama. Gib. Gib Mountain. Yay, mountain. Done. Orange blossom honey is usually what we get to, Randus. Right. Other verbs. I guess duck. Yeah. Sorry. I suspect it's that Jade is also gaming, and I think Kara's downstairs streaming. So even though I have the Ethernet plugged in, it's protesting. Throw card, huh? I guess I'll go with this one. That was the F, right? Yes. Boot. Take it. This is with the placing on both sides and with the cut deck down to 54. So no numbers above 54. Ooh, this is going to be good. Okay. I'll go with that one. Next. Also, that cyan color was extremely bright. I don't know if I've ever seen that on BGA before. Yeah, it's one of those things where technically we have unlimited internet, but in practice that just means we don't have to pay more if we go over cap. It does not necessarily mean it's unlimited speed. Okay, when you perform a pair of tiles action, take as your second tile. It is the same type as the first tile you picked, even if it's not identical. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, I've never seen this dragon before. Compare your totals with the totals for the player to your left and to your right. 2 victory points for each faction. Oh my! So high scores good is what I'm hearing here. Goodness, I have never seen that dragon before. Okay, so how do I even want to play this? I guess I start with what I can pair. Let me place those here. Actually. Okay, next. Unlimited usage, limited bandwidth. Yeah, pretty much. Ooh, good choice, Yalk. Genmaicha is, in fact, my favorite tea in the world. I found a place that does a really, really, really good blend of it, and I actually need to order more soon because I'm almost out. I love Genmaicha. In fact, now I want a cup of Genmaicha. Maybe I shall make myself some after stream. Eggs. Okay. There are 7 rounds, if I remember right. Oh, actually, I'm not doing half bad. Okay. For not knowing what the heck I'm doing and only having a sort of a plan, I'm not doing half bad. I draw birds. Do I want any of these? No. Ooh, possibly, but I don't think I have any other birds like that. Ooh, I like that one. Gib. And then I'll draw the other from the deck. Discard an egg to draw one more. No, that's okay. Discard egg to gain food. What is my food sitch? More bugs. So yes. Bug. Okay, next. Five turns remain here in round 4. Indeed. Sorry, just now catching up on chat. "10C sounds so nice. That's actually about what it was here today, too. See, what I have is, we have, like, disposable, like, tea bags. Like, you can get, David's Tea has packs of them where they're just, like, little drawstring baggies, that you can use to put loose leaf tea in and make your own tea bags. I usually just make one at home and stick it in my purse, and then take it to work with me and make tea at work. Oh good, that's a trump. I can play this. I mean, allegedly I can play this. Yeah, disposable drawstring tea bags. Exactly. I have no idea what my stream delay is like, or even if you guys can hear me. Okay, good, you can hear me. Excellent. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and they're pretty cheap. Like, you can get them here, like, I think I got 500 for like 15 bucks or something, and those are the fancy branded ones from our local tea shop, because it's just the most convenient place to get them in very large amounts. Whiskey is very expensive right now. Maybe I should invest in that. Confirm. No. Confirm. Oh, and it's, yeah, so the other two have already passed, but I think I am done as well. Yes. Yes. Discard all the milk. And let's make that into whiskey. Confirm. Confirm. cards I draw. Ooh. Interesting. I don't want either of these cards, but that's okay. Next. Verbs. Ooh. Bug. Confirm. Excellent. Okay, so choose a card to exchange with your teammate. Where are they? They're here. Oh, what the hell, I'll give them the 10. And I think that might be it. Oh, no. People be playing in the background. Let's do that one. There we go. Alrighty. Well, actually move my laptop to where it should be. Move the camera to where it should be. Let's actually start a stream. Well, I mean, let's start a sew. Yeah, that's fair, Randus. Okay. Where were we? What is this stuck on? Oh, it's stuck on the tape. Apple cider for hot mulled cider? Yes. We have some in the fridge right now. I should go heat some up. Let's see. So I was going to do, I guess, the sleep here, which is this thread, which means I need to find that thread. It's in here somewhere. Oh, actually, pretty sure it's that one. Fairly sure it's that one. Yes. Yes, that would be it. Okay. Yes, my thread box is a mess. Ooh, new Carby. Oh, cute! And still very pink. This doesn't look like a Jigglypuff. I know, this doesn't look like a Jigglypuff, does it? That would be because I'm planning to bully Kara into helping out with the Jigglypuff stream. And she is, for obvious reasons, not up to participating in stream this week. So perhaps next week. Merlin loves watching baby get down. Maybe. Don't judge. Still pink. Curious to see if we can change its color. I mean, I did not lock the colors. I just think it's the spirit of Kara. There we go. Ham for baby. Excellent. This particular baby was just born. They need to get their strength up with ham. Man, first carving up bread. No. Yowk. Naughty. Man, I took the weirdest call at work today. So, part of my job is to administer the meal plans for students. And typically, if I'm getting phone calls at my extension at my desk, it's meal plan stuff. So, I typically just answer the phone with, this is such and such college food and conference services. This is the meal plans extension. How can I help you? And today, oh, good night, Kitty. Sleep well. Cadissant. Enjoy. Sleep well. But today I answer this phone, and this guy is like, yes, hello, I would like to stop receiving letters from you. And I was like, okay, are they from food services specific? Oops, I did not mean to maximize that. I was like, okay, are they from food services specifically? And he goes, yes. I rented out a room in my house to a student 6 years ago, and ever since then, I've been getting letters for her, but she no longer lives here, and I've been trying to send them back, like return to sender, but I keep getting them, and I don't want to get them. And at this point, I'm just extremely confused, and because as far as I know, we don't mail things from food services. Like, not even if you owe money, we get in touch with you over email. So I asked him again, I was like, the return address, like, they're specifically from food services. And he's like, yes. And I'm like, okay. So, like, I took the name of the student and told him I would do my very best to make sure he stops getting these letters. But, like, they're not from us, no matter what he says, because I confirmed with my manager after. Food services does not mail things. Like, ever. So it's either, like, my guess is it's maybe alumni mail, or this student, like, didn't pay her tuition fees. Because I know they'll go after you for that. But, like, either way, they're not from food services, and I just didn't know what to tell him. And he didn't leave his name or number or anything, so I guess we'll see if he calls back. But also, like, he claimed that he'd been receiving them, like, at least once a month for 6 years and was only just now getting around to calling to complain about it. I don't understand. Very confused. I probably should not have started this here, but that's okay. We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it, and then I'm gonna hop. Like, who even sends stuff through the mail anymore? I didn't think any department at the college did that anymore. I need to leave a space of 2, so I want it to be there. Yes? Yes. I don't know how Kara keeps her hoops so tight. It drives me nuts the moment my fabric starts going a little bit floppy. I mean, I probably could tighten my hoop a bit. Oh, wrong direction. An alarm clock on their wall that went off every 15 minutes for 10 years? Good grief. And this is 2. And so things seem to be a little bit more stable now. Hopefully. I'm sorry I put you through so much, laptop. Pick me. And then 1 and 4. So how are everyone's weeks going so far? Hopefully not too terrible. Uh-oh. Let me see that square turn red. It's apparently the Halloween event in Guild Wars right now, which is when Rebecca's entire clan guild thing goes completely ham. So that is probably what's eating all the bandwidth. But I can't exactly blame her for that. It's once a year. Oh no. I'm sorry for those reactions, whatever has caused them. Another 4. Also, please let me know if I am too far out of frame or otherwise not centered well. I have my pattern up larger in front of my preview, so I can't actually see what you guys see at the moment. Come on. Nope, not there. Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry, Yalk. Yeah, very sudden changes at work are never good. So I gotta unwind my thread here. And then another 4. There we go. Food has been acquired. Always get stories from the cursed game, but not as many from my other game. Well, that's because the other game is kind of off and on. We haven't had a session in a few weeks, and they tend to be a bit shorter. We did have to fight a mimic the week after we had to fight a mimic in your game, though, Randus. Because Merlin kicked it. Or rather, Merlin's character kicked it. We're currently in the middle of... So we were hired to go... So we were hired to go and, like, investigate this semi-local place, like, a little bit outside of the city, where all of the ambient magic has, like, gone really weird. Like, I'm talking, like, giant glowing mushrooms spontaneously springing up weird. And we found a bunch of stuff that, like, we're still not super sure what it means. But we were like, okay, this is definitely not normal. This is definitely weird. So we need to go and report it to what's essentially, like, our employer's employer. Like, the person that hired us to go check out the disturbance and will actually be able to do something about it, hopefully. But she's a dragon. I want to say copper dragon. And so before we're even allowed to, like, have an audience with her, we have to go through, like, tests and trials to, like, I don't know, amuse her. Or prove that we're worthy. We're not really sure which. So we had gone through a couple, like, oh, Nomengard, gosh. So we had gone through, like, a couple smaller sort of trials. And also, I should mention that we have not yet had any combat in this campaign. Like, I think Jake described it as we were, like, matrixing our way around combat opportunities. We just kept, like, doing stuff exactly right, that we either diffused the situation immediately or just dodged the combat things completely without meaning to. So we had not yet been in actual combat with these characters at all. And we walk into this, and so the trials and tests are taking place in, like, this magical kind of, like, castle, kind of? Like, we walk into a door, and there's a room with a Zelda puzzle in it, and a blank wall where the opposite door should be, and then when we solve the puzzle, the door turns into a portal kind of thing. So we solved one Zelda puzzle, that was a riddle. That Kara's character got quite handily. And then the second room we had to, it was a race against time, that we had to save what we thought were some baby griffins that were trapped down in a pit that was about to flood. And we had to like race down and save these baby griffins, and then once we saved them, they just dissolved into mist, because they weren't actually baby griffins, they were just illusions to test us. So that was kind of disturbing. Like, none of our characters were super happy about seeing that. And then the very next room we walked into was just a smallish room with nothing else in it except a treasure box. And we all, like, both out of character, but also most of us in character even, were like sitting here going, oh, this is clearly like a test of greed. Like, duh. Oh, I should have continued further over there. Shoot. It's fine. The back on this is just going to be terrible. So Kara's character, Corey the gnome, absolutely wanted to poke this box. Like, she was dying to know what was in this box. And the rest of us are like, no, Corey, it's not our box. Like, clearly this is the test. Like, let's just move on. Like, we want to get rid of this. Or like we want to get out of this. Like, let's just continue on. And Corey was like, okay. But Merlin's character was pissed off enough that as we walked by, they petulantly kicked the box. The box immediately tried to bite us all. We did pretty good though, considering it was our very first combat. We did not do too badly. Okay. So skip one. There. How many over is that? Sorry, I'm just counting here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I like puzzles. I'm not sure how Bram feels about puzzles. Oh yeah, so Kara kind of has one character. Well, sort of one type of character. Corey is very much, well, not very much, but you could argue that Corey is somewhat a gnome glint. Corey is a gnome who is a paladin, because a long time ago we were discussing like what unexpected race class combinations would actually be really fun to play, and we came up with a gnomish paladin. But she's a paladin to the Oath of the Ancients, or Oath of Song. So she doesn't follow a particular god. She follows just sort of the way of light and happiness, and her entire purpose is to bring joy to the world, essentially. So she's very, like, bright and happy-go-lucky and just really wants the best for people. She's quite adorable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Sorry, the counting part of counted cross-stitch. And then we need to do this one little nose one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, not yet. Not quite yet. Actually, they're a battle dancer. Which is, I mean, not too far off. It's pretty cool. It's a custom class that Jade came up with. It's pretty similar to the dancers in FF14. which I think is what Jade was basing it off of. Did you finally settle on Petra over Petri? Or is it still sort of interchangeable for them? I could see them going by both, honestly. Depending on what their mood was that day. Hi, Mom. Not sure what that means. UTBG. Yeah, their AC is ridiculous. Oh, the keyboard's possessed? Oh no. Maybe the ghost of Lance stepped on it. Okay. Now I need to do the line that I missed. The back of this is going to be awful, but that's fine. It's not like I'm planning to enter it into any competitions or anything. Everything is fine. I totally didn't miss a line of stitches. But yeah, this is the same party that has the ranger, that has the sentient swarm of bees. Tupello's bees are adorable. We love them. And then Max's character, he essentially described as like a wizard college dropout. Like he's a sorcerer, and he went to wizard school for like half a term and then just decided, nope, not for me, and dropped out. Like, let's put it this way, when we were doing like inquiries around town to try to figure out where the magical disturbance was, Tern was wandering around eating a breakfast burrito. Yeah, exactly. When this is finished, I'm gonna put it in a frame and nobody will ever see the back. Okay, now I do the little nose one. Or like the little hanging off one. Yeah, kinda. Pretty much. Like when Reverb was first describing Landon, I kinda had a moment where I was like, huh, sounds like Tern. Except he's a sorcerer instead of a cleric. But yeah, similar vibe. But yeah, we all just hit level 3, so we're all still kind of getting used to our fancy new class powers. It's exciting. We were gonna have a session on Sunday, but then COVID happened. So hopefully this coming Sunday we'll get to do some. We did have that sweet character moment though, because so Petri was sort of beating themselves up after combat with the Mimic, because they were like, oh, if only I hadn't kicked it, I'm so sorry guys. Like, I'll try to control my feelings better. And unanimously everybody was just kind of like, you don't have to do that, just be yourself. We would prefer you to be yourself, that's why we're all here, we're a team. And it was really sweet. redacted because spoilers. Oh no. Not gonna lie, half the reason I made Bram's background so very ordinary is A, I like ordinary backgrounds, and B, I have a feeling everybody else's is so extraordinary. But I'm like, nope, Bram's just from a small town and a weaver family. Nothing special here. All of his extraordinary things are yet to come. Okay, there we go. Now I'm caught up. So now, I go backwards. The back on this is going to be awful. Do I even have enough thread? I mean, I still have a decent amount. This might cut it close. Petra will now die for Terry and Corey. Oh, good. They are sweet beans, okay? Cherry is just my dumb horse girl and I love her. I want it to be there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's where I want it. Counting and talking both at once. Yeah. Sometimes I have to stop and count. You'll also notice that half the time I'm talking about the counting. Or like muttering to myself where I need my needle to go. Oh, I'm definitely gonna run out of thread. I don't think Cherry and Corey are a thing, actually. They're probably best friends, but there's not going to be anything romantic there. I don't think, anyway. As long as Jade knows she can't kill Cherry as you plan on. Okay, but to be fair, it's technically 2 alternate universes. Because Jade's game is not set in the Forgotten Realms, it's set in a homebrew world. So just by necessity of geography and history and pantheons, it is indeed 2 alternate universes. Also, yeah, I'm really interested to find out more of Landon's background. And it sure seems like poor Light's background has been causing its fair share of headaches. Okay, it's not as bad as it could be. Everything is fine. Planar travel is the thing? That's true. That is true. Neither of them have planar travel in their background, though, is the thing. Ah. There we go. Oh, I almost instinctively stuck it on my magnet that's not there. This is fine. No, it's definitely not as bad as it could be. I mean, it's definitely not little old lady neat, but it's not bad. There's the edge of this. Where did I put the edge of this? There it is. Only for light, though? Yeah, true. Ooh, that's true. No planar travel that they know of. Are you getting the sneaky, Randus? Maybe it's a good thing I didn't make Bram's birth name Xanthus. I also don't have little old lady time. That's true. Ooh, burp. Cursor, where are you? There it is. Stretch. There we go. Only one way to find out, simply try to go home. I mean, that is true. By Randus, is the scope of this campaign growing? Okay. Nope, not there. There we go. Ugh. Apologies. There's only so much I can do with a hoop this big. Oh, talking about Cherry? I mean, yeah, fair. That is a solid point. Come on. Come on, Thread. Do what I need you to do. Yay! Thank you, Thread. Good job. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Except that's not where I needed to bring my thread up. Gosh darn it. Needed to be... there. So if this grows much bigger, it'll be level 20. I mean, that's fair. I'm having a lot of fun with it, though. There we go. Nah, it's all good. If it had been the second cross of the stitch, but when it's just going back down in the same hole that I went up, it's not as bad. I've already fudged a stitch here and there in this one. So this is the center of the pattern, and I just kind of started working my way out from it. One of these, I'm trying to remember which one. One of them is one stitch longer than it needs to be, so the whole thing is like squished over a stitch. Because I miscounted things. Something gives it personality? Yeah. Nothing is perfect, least of all my cross stitches. All the Sasha hair I'm stitching into it also gives it personality. Fluff ball? Sometimes. More often it's just like single stray hairs. Like I just kind of, they get caught with the thread and then just get pulled through the fabric. Yeah, absolutely. Extra thread. It's just reinforcement. It's like how we always joke that when her fur gets into my quilts, it's just extra insulation. She's just making the quilts even warmer. Yeah, exactly. It's just texture. She's making them soft and fluffy. get a large skip again. Actually, I have to go all the way back here. One back. Yes. Okay. Thought for a second there might be a knot on the back. But it's just the thread. Let my thread unwind. There we go. Love when it starts twisting back in on itself. Mom, so a neat little feature of Twitch that you probably aren't aware of. If you look down underneath the chat box, you'll see a little bubble thing that says channel points with probably a number beside it. So channel points are a thing that, like I don't know, it's like a game currency basically that you earn by watching, and the longer you watch, the more you earn. And if you click on it, you can redeem your channel points for various things. So the feed ones are like, I've got my little digital pet thing down in the corner of the screen. You can feed him or battle him, just for the fun of it, as a way to use up channel points. Or you can remind me to stretch or hydrate, that kind of stuff. There we go. Randus has got it. Stretch and hydrate. Oh, good stretches. I'm just stretching my hands off camera here. But I always say the stretching and the hydrating is for everybody. So if you're watching, you should also stretch. Get up and move around a little bit if you haven't. Grab a drink. Oof. Thank you, Randus. That just cracked both my shoulders. Ooh, and tacos for Carby. Excellent. A good dinner. What I have to hydrate right now with is coffee, but it works. Counts. Also, why did no one tell me my camera is drifting? Just now noticed it's crooked. This is fine. Stridrate. Concerning. And then the BGA one is a bunch of us play board games online, and on Board Game Arena, BGA. So clicking that button will force me to go play the games where it's my turn on stream. Poor dry shrimpy back. Yowk stretch. Oh hey Randus, have fun. Enjoy your math rocks. I hope they are good to you. Or not, as the case may be. Okay, so straight down. And then 5. Stretch thyself out, Yalk. I've set my alarm 10 minutes earlier in the mornings, and I actually go through like a short yoga routine before I get ready for work. And I'm actually finding it's helping a lot, especially now that I'm working in an office and I'm sitting down all the time. I was finding myself like a lot more creaky and achy because I'm just not getting as much exercise as I used to. So I'm taking the time to actually stretch out and stuff in the mornings, and it seems to really help. My knees don't start aching as much after a while sitting down. And I do make a point of like getting up and walking around during the day too. Because we're a Canadian college, most of the campus buildings are connected by like skyways. So like up on the second floor, there will be like a glassed-in walkway to get from one building to the next. And there's a particular circuit that I can walk from my office over into the next 2 buildings and then basically make a loop and then around back to my office. And it's about an 8-10 minute walk, and so it's a good length where it's like, okay, I finished a task. I'm gonna get up, take my walk, and then, come back and get back to it. It's like the perfect length for that. And I get to stay indoors, so I'll be able to do it even once it starts snowing. Pardon. Need cat's back cracks. Oh man, yeah. Or to have Dad just pick me up and shake me like he used to. And then skip 2. And then 4. Another pot of tea. Very berry citrus blended with mulling spices. Ooh. I wouldn't expect berry and citrus and spices to go together. Is it a black tea or a green tea? Yeah, because, like, well, I don't know. Because citrus and spices, yes. Berry and spices, yes. Citrus and berry, yes. I'm not sure about all 3. I feel like I would have to try it. And it would depend heavily if it's a black tea or a green tea. It's an herbal. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, if it's an herbal, I could see that being okay. Hibiscus, rose hips, apple pieces, black currants, strawberry, raspberry leaves, safflower, blackberry leaves, lemon verbena, lemon myrtle, and then natural strawberry and raspberry flavors. Okay. Plus the mulling spices. Yeah, I can see that working. It wouldn't necessarily be a tea that I would like, but Kara would love that. I guarantee you Kara would be all over that. I tend to prefer black teas over herbals. Well, black and green teas. I tend to prefer, like, actual tea as opposed to just herbals. Unless I'm sick. We have one that's called Lemon Smash, that's like lemon and ginger. And that's what I've mostly been making for Kara. But hey, it seems to be working. A lot of ingredients for a tea? Not necessarily. I've definitely had teas with that many ingredients. Super sweet? Oh yeah, it would definitely be a Kara tea then. Kara likes teas that are basically hot juice. Oh yeah. I was joking with her that I need to watch my language, but it's fine. Merlin, I am 34 goddamn years old. Sweet but a bit tart too. Yeah, so Kara's favorite tea is one called Queen of Tarts. That's hibiscus, currant, and raspberry, I think, among other things. And that's like her favorite tea. Not in the least because you put it in the mug and it turns like bright hibiscus pink. It is a very pretty tea. But the scandal. Basic bitch when it comes to tea. Come visit. I will introduce you to so many new teas. Just so many teas. That is true. I appreciate you asking at the least. But I don't think my mom minds. If she does, she can always mute. Yeah, I don't have enough thread to keep going across, but I can finish off these couple. Combine Yalk's tea cabinet with mine and make a tea mountain. I mean, it would basically be a tea mountain. We have an entire kitchen cupboard that is just tea. Nope, I need to lock that thread in before I cut it. Good lord, that was almost a mistake. Sorry. The camera is like right over my head, so anytime I lean forward even a little bit. Come on. No, under the thread, not under the Ida cloth. There we go. That'll do. Man, I've got this one tea that we bought out in Victoria when we were on our honeymoon, and I'm rationing it because it's like my favorite tea in the world, and I'm starting to run low on it. I need to order more because you can actually order it online. I just need to get around to ordering more. But it's a black tea and a green tea blend, and it's so good. It's really, really good when you just want... You don't want any fancy flavorings. Like you were saying, Merlin, it's kind of a basic bitch tea, but like because it's the blend of the black and green, it's elevated just enough that it's really, really good. Thread chicken, yeah, I couldn't really get any more out of that. I cut these at an awkward length, I think. Definitely didn't just send a link to the tea to Kara. No, why would you do that? But actually, thank you, because I think she'll love that tea. We'll have to order some. Hopefully it's available up here, or available for shipping up here. Okay. So then here, I need it there. Yep, there. Come on, thread. There we go. First try. Actually, let me see. One needle. There we go. see if I can find that tea real fast. It's so good. And it's from the Bouchette Gardens, which is a botanical garden that Kara and I went to on our honeymoon. So all of the tea sales would support them. How do I spell that? There we go. Where is that tea? God, I want to go back there. It was so lovely. Okay. Here's your shop. Somewhere in here. Oh, they have an Instagram? Oh, I'll have to follow them on Instagram. It's the map. I know you have an online store. Ah, there it is. And they're open all year round because they do like a winter garden as well. Oh, it's so lovely. There, teas. That one. Copy. Link. And nope. OBS. Let me back in OBS. There we go. Oh, Merlin's mom's been waiting for a Sunday stream? I mean, I streamed last Sunday. I streamed day before yesterday. But yeah, that's the tea I was talking about. That's a black and a green blend. It's probably my favorite tea. It's so good. I need to put my pattern back where it was so that I can see it. There we go. Yelk's favorite tea company? Oh, okay. I'll definitely take a look. Oh, a pound for only 19 bucks? Dang. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And then just there. Oh, that's right. You were out dress shopping. I mean, bots are also a thing. But yeah, by all means, come hang out. Sunday is always patchwork day. We're back to hexagons. How'd the dress shopping go, by the way? Tea. Why, thank you, Yalk. We have been making a concentrated effort to try to drink our way through the cabinet that we have. So there's some room. I can definitely add new teas. You drink the old teas to make the room for the new teas. That's how it works, right? Awful? Oh no, I'm sorry. That sucks. Straight down. Only certain dresses and sizes that do not fit your body type. Yeah, that's rough. If possible, can't wait to go home and make some tea. Ah, yes. Kara has had a lot of luck with, there's a brand called Maggie London. I don't know how available it would be in your area, but she's always been really, really happy with the fit and the cut of Maggie London dresses for her. And I believe you're shaped sort of similarly. Yes, one more. Yeah, don't rub it in. Merlin's still at work. Be nice. Skip 1 and then 4. Yeah, internet is good. But yeah, Maggie London. It's spelled just like how it sounds. They have really nice like tea-length dresses that are made for bustier girls, and just I don't know, they're cuts, and it's one of those where me as a skinny bitch, most of their dresses don't look great on me, but they look fantastic on Kaylee. I mean, that's fair, Yalk. You don't share the tea, Merlin won't share the art. Gotta be equitable. There we go. Dang it, Yalk, now I want tea. Guess I'll just have to drink my coffee so that it's empty after stream so that I can make tea. I'll have to make tea for Kara anyway. I mean, I feel like the Miller pets are free. Because he would be so sad if you didn't. God, I want a pet Miller. He's so good. I want to give him all the butt scritches. I mean, there's no other reason to go to Michigan, Merlin. That one. But yeesh, that's a long drive. Would you be driving or would you fly? Because that's a long drive. Miller will 100% place his butt against your thigh while you're sitting down and look backwards at you like, okay, you know what to do. Yep, that sounds like a German Shepherd. Oh, I can just imagine that too. What a good boy. Probably fly. Yeah, that's a really long drive. As someone who took family road trips from Ohio to Florida and from Ohio to Colorado, that's a long drive. Carolina up to Michigan, that's a long drive. Hello, where are you? There you go. 14 hours sounds about right, yeah. Also, depending on where in Michigan you're going. Because just, you know, nipping over the border to Detroit is very different than going all the way up to the Upper Peninsula. Man, I wish I had the option to fly through Detroit. Most of the time, because I'm usually flying international down from Canada, they almost always route us through either Toronto or Chicago O'Hare. O'Hare is not terrible. I hate the Toronto airport. The longest you drove was Dallas to Port Huron, 19 hours in 2 days. Oh, no worse than Georgia to Indiana. Yeah, that's true. It's probably about the same. I think the worst I ever did is when I went down for my sister's wedding. I did Ottawa down to Ohio, which was probably, with traffic, probably 16 hours, 17 hours across 2 days. Luckily we have friends that are in Windsor, right across the border from Detroit. So I drove from Ottawa down to Windsor, which was about 8 hours, stayed overnight with them, and then got up the next day, crossed the border, and did the last 4 or 5 hours down to my parents' place. And then did the opposite on the way home. So it wasn't terrible. I don't mind O'Hare too much. Now, granted, if you have to change terminals, it's a pain. Which I guess, yeah, most of the time you would. I'm trying to think what my least favorite airport I've been in is. Probably the Toronto Pearson. I freaking hate Toronto Pearson. Ew. From Atlanta to Montreal and then to Alberta. trying to remember where we flew through on our way back from Tennessee. I feel like that was Washington Dulles. I didn't like that one either. Yeah, you're right, yo. Dulles is not great. It's laid out really weird. Luckily, when we went through Dulles, I don't think we had to change terminals. We just had to change gates within the same terminal, somehow. But that's a weird airport. I didn't like it. I actually don't remember much. I've been in both Narita and Haneda in Tokyo. But I don't remember very much about either one of them because I was so incredibly jet-lagged. Kagoshima Airport is actually really nice. Kat and I spent like 8 hours late over there. Shanghai Pudong Airport, I mostly just remember being big. Like, again, I was incredibly stressed and hungover when I was going through that one. Or, not hungover, but stressed and tired. Like, travel hungover going through there. And I mostly just remember that it was big. Like, too big. Like, overwhelmingly big. I did not like that. Like, cavernous airport kind of big. Yeah, Shanghai Pudong. Because I think Shanghai has multiple airports. And we were in the Pudong airport specifically. Easier translation these days. Yeah, that's true. God, I still just remember like being at the hotel and Kat and I muddling our way. Well, we were all muddling. So the funny thing about when my friend Kat and I got laid over in Shanghai is that neither of us speak any Chinese, and because we weren't really in a touristy area, the airport staff and the hotel staff didn't really speak very good English. Well, okay, so yeah, they didn't really speak very good English. So we were all actually speaking in terrible broken Japanese to each other. Because they get so many Japanese tourists around there that the Chinese staff, their Japanese was better than their English. And since we didn't know any Mandarin at all, we were all just kind of muddling through in broken Japanese. It was really funny in hindsight. But yeah, like we didn't, and because we had never planned to be in China, like our phones didn't work. We had our laptops with us, so we were able to like plug our laptops in at the hotel But that didn't really help us for translation or anything. Our like we didn't have phone apps or anything. Cat off her mind. So she's borderline diabetic, and her sugar crashed in the airport. Yeah, no, it's a whole saga. It's a whole thing. I'm so glad we made it home. We got on that airplane, finally, to go from Shanghai back to Chicago. And it's like a 14-hour plane ride, and I remember probably an hour of it. Because we finally got sat down and into the air, and my body basically just went, nope, you're going to sleep now. And then I woke up, like, I vaguely remember getting up to use the bathroom once or twice. But then I finally started waking up, and I kind of figured it had been a couple hours. So I looked over at Kat beside me, and I was like, oh, so, like, you know, how long has it been? Like, how many more hours do we have to go? And she stared at me, and she's like, we're landing in 45 minutes. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a stream story. Like, it's a whole saga. Do I have time? Well, I probably have time to tell it. So, okay. So when I was living in Japan the first time, when I was there for a whole semester, my best friend decided that she was going to come visit me for the last week of my stay, because my internship finished up like December 26th, I think, 26th or 27th. But because I was in Japan anyway, I wanted to stay an extra week to experience what New Year's was like in Japan. And luckily, since it was very accommodating, I mean, because it's not like she needed the apartment for anything. So for that last week, my friend Kat flew over to spend the time with me and like do sightseeing and stuff. And to help me pack, because she's a wizard of packing. And I had been there for 4 months and accumulated stuff. So she flew over to help me pack. And then we were gonna, you know, sightsee and hang out and stuff, and then fly home together. Which turned out to be a very good thing. Okay, hang on, I need to count for a minute. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So first off, she gets here, or she gets there, and she can't find her debit card, like, immediately. And we're, like, freaking out. We tear her luggage apart. Need to head out, but listen to the VOD for the rest of the story. Yeah, it's a hell of a story. And I probably won't tell it too often, because it is long. So anyway, so we're freaking out, because she can't find her debit card. We tear her luggage completely apart. Cannot find it anywhere. So there's this whole, like, mini saga where we're communicating with our families back home, trying to get, like, money to us, and, like, trying to figure out how to wire cards, or, like, can we overnight a visa? You know, like, stuff like that. And this was, I should note, back in 2009. January of 2010. So, like, wire transfers and, like, because just, you know, wiring money was not as much of a thing. Anyway, we finally get stuff figured out. Turns out 7-Eleven has international ATMs, which is fantastic. You know, we spent the week sightseeing, hanging out, getting me all packed up and ready to go. One, that's not even counting the beginning of the week trying to get Kat there, but that's a whole different story. Sorry, checking my counts again. Okay. So we're going to be flying out. So we're all the way down south. We're down in Kyushu, which is the southern island of Japan. And we're going to take the train up to Kagoshima, which is at the northern end of Kyushu and is pretty much the only big city on the island. and then we'll fly from Kagoshima up to Tokyo, from Tokyo to Chicago, and then from Chicago back to home, which was a smaller airport down in Ohio. So Kat and I get all packed up. We take the train up to Kagoshima, and we were going to be flying out fairly early the next day. So the way we had planned it is we were going to take the train up to Kagoshima, stay in a hotel overnight, and then the following morning have plenty of time to get up, get ourselves to the airport, not have to rush. So we get to the airport, we get to the hotel, get things settled in, go to sleep. I get woken up at probably 4 or 5 in the morning with a text message, which I still to this day don't know how that text got through because my phone was not working. I did not have a Japanese cell plan, but somehow the text message got through from mom, or from dad. I don't remember who actually sent it. But there was a text message basically saying, check your email, your travel itinerary's changed. And I was like, oh crap. So I pull up my laptop, check my email. Sure enough, there's a new itinerary from our travel agency that's basically like, yeah, the plane from Kagoshima up to Tokyo had been overbooked. So they had bumped us, and we were going to be flying from Kagoshima to Shanghai, China, and then from Shanghai, China, back to O'Hare. And there was going to be like a 12-hour layover in Chicago, but it was cheaper. So when we had initially booked our flights, we had booked them with a 12-hour layover in Chicago because it was way cheaper. Like, I'm talking like $400 cheaper. And we figured, like, between the two of us, like, we'll keep each other entertained. You know, whatever, the layover will suck, but it's saving us $400. So when they changed our travel itinerary, they were like, yeah, you're now going to be flying from Japan to China and then China to home. It was actually going to eliminate that 12-hour layover. We were going to be getting home like 10 hours earlier. And because of the inconvenience, they had bumped us up to first class for the flight from Shanghai to Chicago. So we were like, holy crap, this is amazing. Like, all right. So we get everything gathered up, head to the airport. Again, this is like January 4th, January 5th in Japan. So we get to the airport, get ourselves checked in, get through security, get to our gate, and our plane's delayed. And we were gonna have like a fairly tight connection in Shanghai. I want to say it was gonna be like a 3 or 4 hour connection, which to get through customs and to get to where we needed to go in a place where we didn't speak the language was kind of pushing it. And then our plane in Kagoshima is delayed and keeps getting delayed. And I'm like stressed beyond belief at this point. Like, I start freaking out because I'm just like, I just want to go home. But we finally get on our plane. Because, like, at this point, it's just, what are you going to do? Like, you can't really do anything but try to get places. Like, you can't hurry a plane. So we do get on the plane, get to China, and deplane half an hour before we're supposed to take off again. And because even though we were just flying through, we still had to stop, collect our check luggage, go through customs, recheck our bags. We didn't have to go through security again, but we did have to like submit our checked bags for secondary screening again. So we're like, oh fuck, there's no way we're gonna make this. Like, what the hell are we gonna do? So Kat and I are standing at the luggage carousel, like waiting for our bags to come around. Just like trying not to completely flip out because we don't know what we're gonna do at this point. And there is a Chinese airline worker that's coming around to all the passengers from this plane he had like a sheet of paper in his hands. And he comes up to us and he goes, "Is this you?" And he points at where the names are on the paper. And sure enough, it's me and Kat. And we're like, "Yeah, that's us." And he grins at us and he goes, "Okay, we make plane." And we're like, "What?" So he grabs a cart, grabs our luggage, throws our luggage onto this cart. They had apparently, because our connection was so incredibly tight and we weren't actually going to be staying in China, they had made the decision to completely waive like our security screening and our customs declarations to just try to get us on our plane. So he gets our luggage onto this cart, and this, I cannot stress how short and skinny he was, and the fact that he was wearing a full suit and tie. Like, this was I don't know which airline he worked for, or if he just worked for the airport. To this day, I do not know. But he was in like a full suit and tie. He puts all of our luggage onto this cart and then just sprints. Like, Shanghai Pudong Airport is huge. If you look up pictures of it, it is massive. He just takes off sprinting down the concourse. And Kat and I are having to run to keep up with him. He gets us to our gate and kind of waves goodbye. Like, I wish I had gotten his name because, God, this man went above and beyond. I wish I knew his name. But it turns out they had literally just closed the door. Like, they had waited as long as they possibly could for us and then had to shut the door and take off. So we made it like literally 2 minutes too late. So now Kat and I are back to freaking out again. And on top of that, Kat is borderline diabetic and sprinting down an airport concourse unexpectedly caused her sugar to crash. So she's like, I can't. Like, I need to sit down. I need to eat something. Luckily, I mean, she had like nuts and trail mix in her bag, but she's like, I need 10 minutes. Like, I need to sit down and recover. And I'm like, okay, cool. So she sat down with our luggage to like keep an eye on our bags. While she like munched on trail mix and tried to get her blood sugar back under control. And there was this one, and again, I don't know her name, and I wish I had gotten her name. There was this one gate agent. And again, to this day, I don't remember if she worked for our airline. I don't know. But she spoke a little bit of English and seemed really sympathetic to us, because at this point I was crying. Like, I did not know what we were going to do. I was completely like losing my mind. And I should also note at this point, I am 21. Kat was 23. So we're not like kids, but we're pretty young. And I think this incredible gate agent just took pity on us. And let me follow her around like a puppy, because she spoke just enough English that I was like, oh, she wants to help us. I'm not letting you out of my sight. To the point where like I followed her back into this area. So she told us straight off, like, okay, you're gonna be okay. Because this flight that we had missed was a flight that ran every 24 hours from Shanghai to Chicago. So she's like, okay, we're just going to rebook your, it's not your fault you missed the flight. We're going to rebook your tickets on this same flight tomorrow. You will get home. So we knew that. We knew that we had our tickets. We made her print them out for us. We had them in hand. That was fine. But the question then became, where were we going to stay for the night? Because at this point there were like 4 different airlines involved in this. There was the original airline that was supposed to fly us to Tokyo that had been overbooked. There was the actual airline that had carried us from Japan to China that had been delayed and caused us to miss our flight. I guess just 3 airlines. And then there was the airline that we were supposed to catch. So, from what I understand, the question was just, okay, which airline is going to be paying for our hotel room? And to this day, I don't know which one of them did. I have no idea who paid for our hotel room that night. For all I know, this lady could have paid for it out of her own pocket. I do not know. But I followed her around because I was like, if I let her out of my sight, I will never find her again and I will never figure out what's happening and we're going to die in Shanghai, kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure I followed her back into like an employees only area where I was not supposed to be at all. Because I just vaguely remember like crouching down in this hallway and crying while she talked to somebody in an office. But yeah, she got us set up. Like, bless her. I really, really wish I knew her name. Because she got us all set up. She made sure we were okay. She made sure... Luckily, the hotel was, like, literally in the airport. It was attached to the airport. Which was actually nice, because we never left the airport. We never had to go back through security. Which is weird in hindsight. But I don't think we did. But yeah, she got us set up. She made sure we were taken care of. Like, that was the best service I've ever received in my life for anything. So yeah, Kat and I got to the hotel room. In hindsight, it was good because, like, we got a chance to shower. We got a chance to actually sleep. We got a chance to plug our laptops in and let our parents know we were okay and what was happening. And then from there, the trip was, like, the rest of the trip was completely smooth. Like, the next morning, so, funny caveat to this. Because we had spent New Year's in Japan, we had of course we'd done the traditional New Year's thing where we had gone out at midnight to the local shrine and, like, rung the bells at midnight and gotten our New Year's charms and everything. And because we were going to be flying home, one of the charms we had both gotten, like, sort of just general purpose omamori, but then we had also gotten travel charms. And so, after the whole debacle, once we got to Shanghai, we took the travel charms out of the inside of our bags and tied them to the outside of our bags. And after that, we had no problems. Which, to this day, I can't really explain. So yeah, after that, it was fine. Like, we slept in the hotel room, got up the next morning, had breakfast, got back to the airport, got to our gate, flew first class all the way home. And like I said, once we got on the plane, I fell asleep and I did not wake up for like 10 and a half hours. And my body was done. Just completely done. Like, no, you're sleeping. Yeah, but it's funny you say that, Yalk, because to this day, Kat and I'll say to each other, like, anything's better than Shanghai. Like, if I survived that, if I got, like, travel does not scare me anymore, because if I could get through that, I'll be fine. Like, stress, like, yeah, stress sucks, but I just look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, well, it's not Shanghai. Like, it's better than Shanghai. You're fine. You'll get through this. So, in hindsight, it was a good life experience. It's probably the one epic story that I have to tell. So I guess in that sense, it was, I don't know, it wasn't good, but we made it. Yeah, it was a whole thing. But yeah, that's Shanghai. Oh god, Shanghai. But yeah, like, honestly, the guy that ran full tilt through the airport to try to get us to our plane, and the incredible, amazing gate agent that was so nice to us. It was so sweet and so patient. Like, I wonder if they ever knew, if they ever had any idea, like, how much their actions meant. Because for them, it was just a day at work, right? Like, that's another thing that trip taught me that I try to kind of keep in mind. Like, even if it's a routine day for you, you have no idea what the other person is going through. And even just the smallest things can mean so much. Like, another one that comes to mind is earlier that year when I was on my way to Japan. That trip was fairly, like, the going to Japan was fine. I didn't have any trouble or anything. It's just that it was long. Like, it was like a 25-hour trip between all the different layovers and stuff. So by the time I actually got to Japan, I was exhausted. And I had a gigantic wheelie suitcase behind me because I was there for 4 months. So I had like 4 months worth of shit with me. Well, not 4 months worth, but it was a huge suitcase. And I remember when I finally got to where I was going to meet my sensei, I was in the train station, and for the life of me, I was so tired, I could not find the elevator. Come to find out, there was construction in that train station, and the elevator was like around the corner, hidden in an area. It was like a whole thing. But I could not find the elevator for the life of me, and I was so tired. So I started just like hauling my gigantic suitcase up the stairs, like one stair at a time. And bless him, this middle-aged Japanese salaryman in, again, a full suit and tie, comes up beside me and just, asks me, like, are you okay? And again, I was like 20 at the time, so not young, not a kid, but pretty young. And I just remember looking up at him, and I must have looked like I was a mess. And I stumbled over my Japanese, but I'm pretty sure I managed to ask him, like, can you please help me? And he just kind of nodded and picked up my suitcase and just carried it effortlessly up the rest of the stairs for me as I'm running after him. I tried to hand him, like, I don't know, some yen or something as thanks at the top, and he just waved me off and kept walking. And to this day, like, I'm so thankful for him, and I wonder if he has any idea. Like, just the little kindnesses like that, right? Like, I always try to help. I try to make an effort to stop and help people that look like they're lost or look like they need directions, because I remember being on the other side of that. Let's see. Just got a little bit left here. I'll probably finish up this leaf and call it a night. Now that I have told the epic saga of Shanghai. Three. Stop that thread. There we go. Here. Random acts of kindness are the best part of humanity. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I always try to be kind when I can. Because again, it can mean so much, and you might never have any idea, but the other person might remember that maybe that's what they need that day, and you'll never know. Okay, good night, Mom. Have a good night. Again, another one. So, like, when I was traveling to Japan, I had, like, a 6-hour layover in Tokyo. And I was so tired. So, I just kind of laid down across a couple of the bench seats. Like, I found my gate, and I'm like, okay, I know this is my gate. I know this is where I need to be. So I just kind of laid down across a couple of the seats and was, like, catnapping. And every time they started boarding another plane, there was at least one person that would come over and kind of gently poke me and make sure that this wasn't my plane, because they wanted to make sure I didn't miss it. You know, complete random strangers, but they were like, oh shit, someone's asleep over there. We better make sure this isn't her plane. And it wasn't like airport staff, it was other travelers. Oh yeah, Yalka was showing my mom pictures of Miller. She agrees that he's a very good boy. There should be like a channel badge or something. You have sat through the Shanghai story. Because like I said, that's kind of the one epic story in my life that I get to tell. It's my one giant adventure. Here. Hey, we done a whole leaf tonight. Excellent. I will be back tomorrow with Pokemon. Starting up a new game. But same Pokemon time, same Pokemon channel. Come on. No, there we go. This one has a lot of color variation at the tips. I like it. There we go. Thank you for joining. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for sitting through the Shanghai story. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna go make myself some tea. Yeah. Still enough thread to do something with. Put it around here and use it next time. Alright, let's see if there's anyone up to raid. I do not know. Nope, not really. So I will just leave it there. Everyone have a good night, a good evening, a good sleep, hopefully. And I will hopefully see y'all tomorrow. Good night.